Good morning and welcome to our flagpole prayer service. Our Bible passage for the month of May comes from James's letter. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Now, before I share my reflection, I know what you're all thinking. Perseverance, trials, testing. Did James write this letter specifically for the week before final exams? Well, actually, no. He wrote this letter about 2,000 years ago to a group of Christians undergoing heavy persecution by the Roman Empire. But does the truth of his message persist, even in our modern context? I like to think so. So what is this nonsense about considering it pure joy whenever we face trials? Does that mean we're supposed to seek out hardship and struggle? I don't think that's what James is suggesting. Instead, I think he is speaking from his own experience of growth, maturation, and development. Scholars are pretty confident that James, the writer, was one of Jesus' 12 apostles. That means he was with Jesus throughout his entire earthly ministry, right up to the arrest and crucifixion. And like the rest of the apostles, it means that Jesus had instructed James to continue building the community of love, grace, and mercy, also known as the church, which Jesus had begun during his time among them. I can only imagine the challenges those early Christians endured, from facing political and religious persecution to sacrificing stability by leaving behind families and careers. It was no walk in the park. And yet, looking back on those experiences, James seems to be saying that it was those most challenging times that formed his character, that helped him develop perseverance, that helped him grow, develop, and mature, and ultimately, it was enduring those challenges that allowed him to receive the crown of life on the other side. When I got the news that I had been cut from the track team my freshman year of college, joy was not the first emotion that overcame me. But now, almost 10 years later, looking back on what I did over those next few months to earn my spot back and set me up for a successful college career, I realized how important that initial struggle was for my long-term development as an athlete and as a person of faith. One of the most challenging parts of our job as educators is allowing our students to learn tough life lessons for themselves. I think parents struggle with it too. Sometimes we try so hard to clear the path for our students so they never have to struggle or stumble on their own. But when we do that, we're robbing them of formative life experiences. So that's why I have started running my athletes directly into oncoming traffic. No, I'm kidding. But I'm realizing that it's not that we should be running into hardship, it's just that we shouldn't be running away from it. Whether we're seeking out trials or not, they will find us. That's life. What James is encouraging us to consider is to adopt an attitude of joy when we do meet those trials. A joy that comes from a deep faith in God who defends us and sustains us and empowers us to conquer whatever life throws at us, just as God did for his own Son. So when you walk into that last AP test this week or one of your final exams next week, try to put a smile on your face. You're going to be just fine, and your reward for persevering will be oh so sweet. Summer.